Redemption is beyond us. The lament of all but saints and fools, and the comfort of the lords and ladies of this accursed place. Once they held fast against the madness, only to embrace the coming cataclysm and delight in the end of days. Perhaps in rapture they seek to lose themselves and the misery they share. Or perhaps for them alone, the promise of eternal pleasure really does hold true.
Welcome to sing your final pleasures. Feel free to weep at his magnificence. No, the musical tear, Leroy London. Our first house is British U.S. residents, made it all nice and official. We'll smooth the way, so you just need to put on your happy faces. The Bureau of Immigration is in the first room on the left side of the passage. Declare your name and occupation. In a nice loud voice, the clerics will tell you where to go from there. Oh, the clerics. See, clerics? Oh, and pay no mind to those folks off to the side of the road. Most like the Hofers in Gate Town, they haven't earned the right to enter the city proper. If, however, you enjoy basking in the envy of your fellow man, then by all means take your time, but by wasting another moment, go and enjoy the beginning of your new life in paradise. Yep, let's go. Immigration. Welcome to paradise. You got a shower. They forcing us to shower. I'm looking over myself. Like, am I smell? Do I smell? Oh wait, the showers is here. What are you doing out here? Where's your bath in here then? Okay, okay. Oh, did not need to see that. Just close the curtain. God damn. This is a clean steam or stream of water. Perfume? Oh. Okay. Is it not? That is to say, she's rather exposed for some for one's emotions. I was like, would have been drying her hair by now. And she just very well usher into her to let her go in this time. Alright, let's go. We're all nice and clean now. Three layers on top of each other. This layer is called the buttress. Above this is the understory, where the military has its headquarters, and above that you got the canopy, which is where the free citizens of Noir spend their days. So if you want to find a new patron, you need to keep climbing until you run out the stairs, then look for the Grand Dame's parlor. They'll be in there like... Can I take the elevator? Special permission is required to use this ether. Oh, here we go. Can't use the crystal. The beehive. You're our patrons, I guess.
Oh, who's this then?
Oh, this must be the place from the intro.
Lord and Lady Chai, pray forgive our
Those
intrusion.
people were just
I'm
gorging
given to
on
understand you were
roots
in
and
search
wine.
of an artist.
Ah, you must be the new,
That silken hair, those pearly cheeks, ooh, and you even smell wonderful, like a bed of flowers. I approve of this one, dearest. I am positive he'll paint us the most delightful pictures.
yes. Well, I mean, as long as he paints better than that talentless wretch we sent packing last week.
Well, keep your cool. Keep your cool.
Wonderful, wonderful. Welcome to Yulmore.
Alphino, if it please you, my lady. And this is my assistant.
Alpha node.
Your assistant? I've heard of folk bringing in family members, but this seems a bit irregular. Aren't you a little young to have a protege?
We are family in all but name, my lord. Though we share no blood, we have stood by each other through life's many challenges, resolved to prevail together or not at all. Of all people, 'tis he who best understands my work. With his unique insight guiding my hand, the art I create is sure to satisfy your expectations.
Bold words.
Once the picture is begun, of course, I shall have no need of constant encouragement. And so I wondered, rather than him being in your way, might it then be permissible for my assistant to explore the city he has so longed to see? Out of gratitude for his priceless contribution to my art, I thought it only fair that I make this humble request on his behalf.
Did you ever hear of such devotion? Of course your assistant must have his wish. He shall be free to roam to his heart's content. Isn't that right, darling?
Oh, yes. Yes, of course, dearest.
Can't say
But
no
quite
to
right.
her. You know who's in charge in that relationship? Alright. What do you need to do now? Oh, now I get the foot gear. Start with the canopy and go from there. Try to run around the market stalls may have some spaces that are usually for colorful characters. Only too eager to share local gossip. Okay. Gather information in the canopy. So I can't use this yet? No. No. He was escorting me on the shopping errand when I realized I dropped my handkerchief. And now I've been waiting all alone. He's been off searching for it. I'm not terribly fond of being alone. Okay. So I'm looking for someone. Search for the ardent attendant. Ah. Oh. How long you been hanging here? Wicked White. You risk your life for a scrap of cloth? What's wrong with your eyes? Is he blind? Can't be blind. You seem a dedicated patron. You have to give away everything. You have to sign off everything to the city. And in return, you get all this luxury. That seems a bit fishy. Very fishy. Tease the bit. Usually has her seat near the entrance. Should be glad to speak with you on our topics. I can tell at a glance when folk aren't used to the happy colony is nervous, fluttering, you see. Always gives them away. Why don't we play some cards and set you at ease? A quick game of high or low. Simple matter of guessing who has the bigger hand. If you win, I'll grant you a single favor within reason, of course. Interested? Sure. Okay, what are the rules again? High or low is the guessing game. You must decide whether the total of your 3 cards is higher or lower than the total of your opponent's. The deck holds 9 cards with the pictures printed thereon representing the numbers 1 through 9. Each number appears only once in the deck, so there are no repeats. If you guess correctly, then you win the match. If both totals are the same, then another hand is dealt. Alright, let's try. Three cards for you, 3 cards for me. You flip one of yours over. What? Now, what's your call? Will you? Let's see. I got 5. Got 4, 3. Go with high. All right. Let's see what you got. Yeah, 6. My cards average 9, and you have total of 20. I win. That was easy. Usually I concede defeat at this point, but what do you say to a rematch? When we win, we'll talk about it. This might be a trick. Six. Yeah, I have to go high. Why is that? 12, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. 17. I win. Again, I win. Whoa, whoa. Would you look at that? I think you got an knack for this. No congratulations. Victory is yours. Prize as promised. Come whisper in my ear again. Don't be shy. Tell old sister what she can do for you. What can you do for me? That's all. How delightfully wholesome. But if knowledge is what you want, then that's what you shall have. In my humble estimation, the most wondrous thing about this town is how safe we are from signatures. They say Lord, was it Vari? Was born with the power to command them, which means none need ever raise a weapon to defend the city. Was that the kind of thing you wish to know? If your ears still need scratching, you might get a few more words out of Atharn. Over there is naughty. There's not that Mary Sot likes more than the sound of his own voice. Oh, this is that kind of club. What's this new? Only just arrived already looking to peel away the layers of mystery. Oh, I'm all for chatting, man. I'll tell you what, you hop onto stage. Give us a dance first and then we have a what? Are you serious? Oh, they fucking serious. They're serious. So I have to get up here and dance on the mark on the stage. Dance on the mark on stage. What mark? Is this the mark? It still says it's supposed to go up. Oh, supposed to go up there. Seriously? That's what you get. That's all you get. And I'll just show you welcome to clamber up on stage anytime you like. So what is it that you wanted to ask? Yeah, something about our fair city. Well, I can tell you it wasn't always that peaceful as it was today. Oh, they had an army. Maybe very essence of military might, but even our forces saw grievous losses in the war against the Cedars. Things changed for us 20 years ago when the old ruler's son came to power. He got this way. The eaters, you see, turns them docile as house cats. I wouldn't be exaggerating to say they've become something of an ally to Umar, no longer an enemy to be feared. And yet elsewhere, there's still fools who insist on fighting their losing battles by close to Lord. Yeah, that's... Oh, he's done. He changed his clothes. as an artist, there is not to dress up doll. It's about time we set. I do love good painting, but I thought since we're enjoying ourselves so thoroughly, well, I'd not, that is to say, make sure you get the last one time pair. You know, he'll be upset if you're not ready for the paint at the moment's notice. But alright, yeah, sure. Pick out some jewelry. Now we have to go down to the military headquarters. Can't sing anymore. The pop the carry. Where's this? No medicine will cure this. Methinks your songbird has a lump in her throat. Must be cut out, excised, and even then the voice may never heal completely. Poor little songbird. Would it kick her from the nest? I wonder, or simply silence her chirps. That's messed up. Even as corpses, what? You might see one or two fortunate fools hurled from the balconies, but the rest are gone. What kind of nightmare it is. Not for this ship's rat. Oh no. I am content to scurry around down here and nibble on the crumbs which fall from the table. This consultation is over. You have a verdict and I have my meal. Good day. Nope. Sorry. So you've been suffering all this time? I'm sorry, my pet. I hadn't realized your affliction was this grave, but you needn't fret. I'll not reward your what? Oh, you said for my cannot sing. I fear today I've become more burden to you than treasure. The angel will have a lower vulture in arrange for your ascension. Maybe you think you've stepped too far. Ascension. Yeah, exactly. Ascension. Gonna make him. The sin exists to devour the sinful, but also they do serve to gather the souls of the innocent. The free people of Lamar destined to embrace salvation. What? Is he making sin eaters out of these stupid people? I mean, gullible people? I think that's a better word. Gullible. They seek salvation in this existence, so they wish to ascend. I feel like it's a ascension from Stargate. That's a good one. Okay. Oh, he's doing it. Exactly. The story's getting more interesting. What in the blazes? It's so unflattering. Where's your artistic interpretation? Perfection is pretentious. Someone's screaming. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Tell, make your quiver and noble blood freeze. There's a villain on a little set room too. Okay, but Laura's got him out now. Hammer just as waves will come crashing down. One and all who watch him fall and the very bullshit in the off. Very all content, how objection. And this man has to face sentencing. Might be worth going along for experience. I'll probably mention as part of Origin Low above us where Lord Baltic resides. Yes. I love how much calling everybody.
That's Vorthri.
That dude. Damn, he's huge. What the hell is that? Oh. Okay.
He's attended by sin eaters. But how does he keep them from attacking?
There's a lot of female ones. And that lion one from the intro.
Mercy!
Everything's starting to come
By
together.
the 12.
Isn't that?
Kaishia, what happened to you?
Who are these impudent louts? I do not recall requesting their presence.
Lord Vorthri, what is the meaning of this? Why is this poor man bleeding to death on your
This
floor?
Stinkrid when you need him.
Why? You ask me why? Because criminals must be punished. And this man is guilty of fraud. He came to us, claiming to be a man of business. Yet his subsequent conduct has shown him to be anything but. Europe is a city built on love for one's fellow man. Those who have naught to give and live only to take are a blight upon our society! To atone for this crime, I ordered that he fling himself from the balcony. And he had the temerity to weep. Please, my lord, anything but that. What then is a man of mercy to do? But offer the sinner another way to show his contrition.
Another way? Meaning what exactly?
Sin eaters are part of Yulmor's society, but they must be fed with ether. Living ether. So, I demanded an offering of flesh, carved by his own hand, from his own hide. And still, he could not do as I asked. A wholly unsatisfactory performance.
'Tis true that Kaishia won his place here by fraud, but his actions were driven only by a desire to share in your paradise. That you would cast him out I could almost accept, but to humiliate him thus, to demand his very life? Is this truly the way of Yulmor?
Oh, you dim, deluded child. Have you ever paused to consider what it takes to maintain such a paradise in this barren, broken world of ours? The guarantee of safety and stability. The knowledge that if one only abides by the rules, one has naught to fear. I alone can offer these things, for I alone can command the Sin Eaters. And thus am I alone the voice of justice, and any who oppose me, villains to be punished.
Can we just take him down now? Yeah, feel the fear.
And people
stop
call this
me?
paradise.
You were granted a place in my city for a particular skill. What was it?
Painting.
Oh, an artiste! Then you shall paint a picture for me, of Yulmor. If I find your art pleasing, then I may excuse this display of insolence. Who gave you permission to tend to that criminal's wounds? I told you to paint me a picture!
I mean, it shouldn't really take two of us to heal him, but
What you need is a mirror, not a painting. It will capture the horror I see before me far better than I ever could.
like, how dare you?
Can you walk? I think so.
He's still bleeding though. I'm not sure you really healed him.
Did that little worm just insult me?
Did it? Did it really take that long for your nose?
I'll kill them! I'll kill them all! I'll enslave their minds! I'll torment them! Torture them! and tear out their hearts!
Who's that? Oh, we're leaving already? Yeah, I thought we'd at least get to fight him. But maybe later. What if he's part of a dungeon? I know that lion sin eater of his probably is. The Crystarium. Ooh, look at this monk. My dude looking fresh. Oh, I know what he's wearing. To be back amongst friends, not to mention my dear sister. I have not seen her for some time, but I gather she's keen to press on with our plans. I am. Seen quite a lot of the first yourself now, more than enough to appreciate the scale of the obstacles we face. Let us lay our discovery before the exile and discover what must be done.
And so you return. Have you gained a better understanding of the crisis now faced by the First?
Better is not the word I would use. Some lands may have been spared the flood, but the survivors live only to suffer. There seems no end to the horrors inflicted by the Sin Eaters.
Indeed. Those abominations are a calamity in their own right. And I can well imagine how hopeless the task of eradicating them must seem to you. But after countless battles and untold sacrifice, we have identified a potential weakness. Sin Eaters are drawn to serve the strongest of their kind, a class of creature we call Light Wardens. And from what we have been able to ascertain, only a handful of these entities exist. Just as an ant colony will perish in the absence of its queen, we believe that the death of a Light Warden will cause the lesser creatures within its sphere of influence to disperse.
I have a feeling Yulmul might have something to say about any concerted action we take against these monsters. Vorthra's command over the Sin-Eaters is integral to Yulmoran society. In seeming to guarantee his people's safety, it guarantees their obedience. He will not take kindly to us depriving him of such useful allies.
Agreed. Thus we will need to occupy or otherwise divert his forces whilst we proceed with the business of eliminating the Wardens. Until we have done so, all other considerations must be set aside if we are to forestall the 8th Umbral Calamity.
Are you sure that eliminate the Wardens will be enough?
Your uncertainty is understandable given the circumstances. Perhaps a more detailed explanation is in order. To begin at the beginning, then. In the ancient past, a single star was divided into 14 worlds. This is the source, your home. These others are the 13 shards, in whose number we find the first. Though physically separate, they retain a connection to each other, and with the source especially. Now, let us assume that a given element in one of the shards attains abnormal ascendancy. Just as water will flow from the highest point to the lowest, the excess energy will begin trickling into the source. And such an influx of ether will of course exert a palpable influence. If the element in question were fire, then drought and wildfires might ensue. If it were ice, one might expect the weather to turn bitterly cold. As ether continues to pour in, such phenomena will become more and more extreme, until eventually, a single, untimely event triggers a disaster which cracks the barrier dividing the two worlds. What was once a trickle now becomes a deluge, sweeping the shard along to be rejoined with the source. At the same time, the element which held sway in the shard is unleashed in full, its energies amplifying the original disaster to truly catastrophic proportions. An earthquake thus magnified might strike with enough force to shatter continents. A tidal wave might swell to a size capable of drowning entire nations. These devastating
Cataclysm.
events are what we refer to as umbral calamities. 7 times has a calamity befallen the source. 7 times has a shard been absorbed.
Darkness.
At present, the light-drowned realm of the First stands perilously close to meeting the conditions for a rejoining. It is the Sin-Eaters who are to blame for the Light's continued dominance. In addition to attracting their lesser kin, the Light Wardens I mentioned earlier radiate ether, saturating every corner of their territory with light. Even here in the flood-spared region of Northrant, their influence is strong enough to banish night from the sky. Thus, if we are to restore balance to the First and head off a potential calamity, it is imperative that we put each and every Light Warden to the sword.
We've been doing our best to take the fight to the enemy ever since we first heard the Exarch's explanation.
Though we have yet to claim any meaningful victories if truth be told. Apart from being confoundingly elusive, the Light Wardens possess a troublesome quality which compelled us to delay our plans until such time as you arrived.
Forgive the interruption, my lord, but Hallminster Switch is requesting reinforcements. They say the Sin Eaters are attacking in force, and the village could soon be overrun.
Alert the guard. We should be prepared in case the fighting reaches the Crystarium. You have command of our forces in the field, Captain, but hold off on entering the town until I arrive. That goes for Alphino and Alize as well.
My lord.
Pray, lend us your strength. Such a fight will provide you with far greater insight than any explanation I could offer.
Mm-hmm.